It seems like you are a person that are into ambient landscapes. Let me tell you that you have come to the right channel. As a music producer that loves ambience, I have collected different plugins that are my personal favorites. And just to be clear, I am not getting paid to show you any of these. These are my personal, genuine recommendations simply because I use them all the time. Oh, and did I mention that some of them are actually free? I don't want to waste any more of your precious time, so let's go hit the studio. Does this mean that I can talk about ambient plugins now? Yes. One of the most important steps. There we go. Put this here. How cozy is that? I am Amanda, the Ambience music producer, and I kind of can't live without the ambience. All of the plugins mentioned here are obviously linked in the description, so you can easily check them out, download them if you need to. We're gonna start with one of my absolute favorites. Also one of the first ones that I ever downloaded when I started music production, because guess what? They are free. Spitfire Audio Labs. This is such an amazing asset for music producers on this planet. This might be the best free library out there, full of different themes of sound libraries. It's so high quality and they just give it out for free like that. Let me showcase what you can do in this library. To be able to use this, you're gonna need to download the Spitfire Audio desktop app. From their website, you can then download whatever instrument libraries that you would like. And then you activate them in the Spitfire Audio desktop app. And then you get all these different kinds of libraries. This is really cool. We can just open this up. I mean, they're just so... The cool thing about Spitfire Audio is that they are so like textured and grainy and high quality that it's ridiculous. One of my most requested, like, what is this piano sound? Where is this piano coming from? This is actually the soft piano and it comes from exactly Labs, this library. It's just so natural too. And there are more pianos like might be a little more natural probably. Listen to this cello. What is that? A little bit of June vibes right there. Yes. You just want to fly away somewhere when you hear that. The next one I want to talk about is also a instrument VST, something for sound designers, that's for sure. This is Arturia Pigments. Cool part about Arturia Pigments is that you can upload your own samples and recordings into this. Some of you might even know my history in sample making. Bring them in here and then do crazy stuff with it. But besides all of that cool stuff, it's a granular synth, you got, you know, arpeggiator, effects. Except from all of those things that you can create your own sound with, you also got a huge library of already tweaked sounds for you, ready to use. I have worked a little bit in game music design, and this was definitely my favorite for that because it has a lot of FX, otherworldly stuff in this that is really fun. Like for example, it also got normal stuff too, but I think the coolest stuff about it is all of the effects. You know, things like that. There would be like 3 videos, I think, to describe what this engine can do. It's maxed out, to say the least, and I guess that's also why it's not free, you know, because you get a lot for the money. I tend to use this also in every production I do, so it all depends on what your goal is, I guess. But if you are leaning towards making your own stuff and kind of tweak stuff into infinity, this is definitely for you. You're gonna like that. Up next is my absolute favorite reverb for creating atmospheric, bombastic, beautiful ambient soundscape. Let's talk about Valhalla a little bit. Valhalla is a great brand. They create awesome stuff. So this is my favorite reverb, but Valhalla actually has one for free as well. Valhalla Supermassive. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with these, but so let's see just what it sounds like, so you get a glimpse of it. This is without the Supermassive. And this is with. Yeah. And this has lots of different presets like Gemini, Hydra. Way longer feedback on that one. Yeah.
You know you're looking for.
Nice slap delay right there.
You will never find the path you're on.
That's pretty good actually.
You know your stars are fine. You're gonna travel far. You wanna break your mind. Won't learn to fall.
If you just want to experiment with something for free, this is your thing. If you want an awesome, awesome reverb that many professionals use, this is your guy. This is without. And this is with. Can you hear that difference? Like, this is so warm and fuzzy. So you can also use like a plate if you'd like that, just a shorter. But this is so well made. Oh, and you can use different themes on it too. Like the 80s, the now, super boring if you ask me. I like the 70s.
Never gonna rate the one before.
It's just really good. Really, really good. You just have to make sure to not overdo it, I guess. Reverb is nice when it really sits in the mix, in the right places. If you're going to spend money on one good reverb, this would be it. If you ask me. Brower Motion. This is a plugin from Waves. This is my absolute favorite for creating width and motion. You can see it in the name. What it actually creates, it's a stereo field, bounces the sound back and forth, basically. Let me show you what I mean. You're gonna need headphones to hear this too, otherwise you're not gonna notice it. Oh, it's too beautiful!
You stars so fine, you're gonna travel far. You wanna break your mind,
Let me know in the comments if you want to hear the full track later. This is so cool because it just creates something else, you know? When you feel like a mix is a little bit boring, it's beautiful, but it's a little bit flat. Something like this can really create something new and some motion in your music. You can go on forever and like learn this plugin and what you can do with it, but those are the basics. Us ambient nerds, we like to add stuff on top of each other because they are beautiful. And what happens then is that the mix can get a little bit muddy, or you know, it gets stacked and stacked and stacked on top of each other, and there's a lot of like broad synths and atmospheres, and they can really just add up. There's one tool that you can never ever forget when you create ambient music. Can you guess what it is? If you guessed EQ, that is correct. So therefore, I'm going to show you my favorite EQ plugin, the FabFilter Pro Q3. Can you hear a difference? You don't want it to be like a quicksand of audio. You want it to be crisp and beautiful, and then save the low ends and the muddiness for when it actually suits the part of the song. So I think that's the finesse of being a producer, is like feeling when something is too much or too little, and kind of find that perfect in between, so that every element has its own space. One of the coolest thing about this EQ compared to a very basic one is that I can actually select here where I want to add it. So it might be only the left ear. It might be the whole stereo image. If you feel like this part right here is very, very muddy, but just in the middle of this instrument, you can just choose that. Or one of my favorites, when you want to add crisps to the sides, you can choose the sides. So you can just add some glitter, but only into the sides of the mix. It's not super cheap, I wouldn't say that, but check it out on, you know, Black Friday sales or something like that. But I really, really, really recommend it. It's a great EQ. Of course, let me know in the comments if you have ever used one of these, or if you have any other tips for me or other producers that enjoys creating ambient music. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I create ambient music in many different ways. I've been producing music for games and film. I release my own music in, you know, ethereal or dream pop. Also, I recently started with meditations actually, because I mean, it go hand in hand in what I do. Go check them out here. And you know, I'm all about ambience, so we can talk about this all week long. So just throw them in there and we'll keep the discussion going, okay? Check out this video and I'll see you in that.